Hey guys, I'm Martin and welcome back to Carolina Arsenal. Today, if you're visiting for the first time, we review different ammunition types. So far, the only thing I've been able to get my hands on is Phoenix Rising exotic ammo right now. Today though, we are looking at a nearly 700 grain, 660 grain slug. I really like the design of it. It looks kind of like a bomb. It's got little fins and stuff on it. Kind of reminds me of the Fat Boy and the other bombs that were dropped on Nagasaki and Hiroshima. And I'll show you what I mean by that. I don't know if it'll focus. You can kind of see it there. See the fins through the hole, and then it's got a huge cavity on the inside of it. So I'm really excited about this. I imagine it's going to be a fairly slow flying slug, but yet since it's so heavy, I feel like it's going to kick really hard and hit really hard. This one is called the Sledgehammer. So today we're going to test a couple different things. Since it is such a slow and heavy slug that's supposed to hit hard, we're going to look at its accuracy, because it's supposed to have really good accuracy. So we'll be shooting it right around 25 yards. We're going to be hitting a steel plate at roughly 24 or 23 yards. It's just mild steel, 1/4 inch thick. I just want to see how hard this hits, if it puts a dent in it or anything. I'm going to start doing that probably from here on out on the rest of the slugs or ammunition I test, just to see the force behind it. And then because it has that cavity, I've got 3 watermelons lined up sitting on brake rotors as stands. That way we can kind of do a water jug test just with watermelons, just to see how much power this actually has. So let's get started and let's have some fun. Alright guys, I'm standing right behind the camera here, and I'm going to be firing at that target right in front of you. I'm roughly 25 yards. I've got it zoomed in, that way you guys can kind of see where it impacts. And we're going to be firing 2 shots at it, and then 1 shot next will be at that steel plate in just a moment. And now, since we're all in one frame here, we're going to look at that steel plate. I was flinching a little bit on those 2 on the accuracy test, just because this is a really heavy hitting and a really heavy slug itself, and it kicks hard. So I'm guilty, I flinched. And here's the steel plate shot, so hopefully we can hit it on the first try. Alright, now let's go up there real quick together. So like I said, I was flinching a little bit because I was expecting and anticipating that recoil on those. There are 2 shots there, and I do believe this gun's probably shooting a little right anyway. So there's some flinch and a little bit of what normally happens with this shotgun. And then, holy mackerel, this is a 1/4 inch thick steel plate, and I think I'm gonna start calling this Thor's hammer, because I don't know if you guys can see that. Maybe if we turn it around into the sun, that there is a dent right there, and a pretty good one at that. If we lay it down, you can kind of see the impact and the force that that slug had behind that. Alright, let's get down the hill and let's go check out the watermelons. Alright guys, so even though I flinch on the accuracy test, they seem to be fairly accurate, but they do go low since they are so heavy. So we did the steel plate also. We just found out how heavy that thing hits and how hard it hits. And now we're going to put that cavity on the front of that slug to the test right here with these 3 watermelons in a row and see what it does. So we had all 3 of those watermelons right here. Looks like the first 2 got destroyed completely, and this one may be an entrance hole here, and then we're leaking out the side. So we'll dig that watermelon apart here in a minute and see if the slug is still in there. And the carnage is just everywhere from these watermelons. Be right with you. Alright guys, so the Sledgehammer rounds really do perform well. I wasn't able to recover any of the slugs. the absolute destruction that it has when it comes to watermelons. It made it into that third one, and then I think it started to deviate and came out the right side of it, and I wasn't able to find it anywhere. But it probably pushed this in at least another 1/8 to maybe even another 1/4 inch of a dent right here. So they hit hard. The recoil is very hard, and they're decently accurate as long as you don't flinch. So once again, I'm not disappointed at all with this ammunition. So we'll see you next time.